Hello, my fellow limitless, flawless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How you doing on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? How are we doing today? Are we deciding that we are having exactly what we want? Or are we still looking at the 3D and deciding it's not here yet? It's not working. This doesn't work. You're crazy for believing that it does. Is that what we're doing instead? We're going to stop that today. And this video is going to give you 3 ideas as to why your manifestation isn't here yet. But first, some basic bitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have 2 channel memberships. I have the Tuesday group, which meets at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is the exclusive lives group where we share successes, tips, and tricks. And I have the Friday group, which we meet at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. It is called the Hot Seat / Group Coaching. And that's the group where you can ask me anything specific about your scenario. Anything specific that's going on, or you need a little guidance, a little judge. You want to know what coaching would be like. That's the Hot Seat group. And if you join that group, you have access to both. Okay? I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper. If you are new here, hi, I'm Kimberly, and I am obsessed with manifestation and getting what I want. I'm obsessed with it. And this is where we discuss how you are going to get what you want if you allow yourself to have it. Yeah, I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me. Please do. Please do. Let's be besties, BFFs, fellow HBICs. Yes. And I would appreciate if every single one of you would please hook me up with a like. You hooking me up with a like gets the videos out there and allows people to learn about manifestation from a, regular girl next door kind of person like myself. I don't know, my girl next door. No, I'm not as boring as the girl next door, but I'm fun. Okay, I'm fun and relatable, I think. So I would love if you liked my video. Now, let's jump in. Okay, today I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you might not have your manifestation yet. And this is a video to help you, not to limit you. So please do not take the information I'm about to give, which is really, if you've been around my channel or been around my live streams, it's not a secret what I'm about to say. So look at it as an opportunity that if you don't have what you want in your 3D, or you're not experiencing anything that's giving you the indication that you yourself are becoming a new version of yourself, then, if you're doing these 3 things, perhaps this is the day that you say, okay, I'm going to stop that shit. I'm going to stop it so I can start experiencing what I want. Okay. So I am going to read excerpts from more of Genevieve Brand. I don't even know if that's how you say her name, Genevieve Brand. It is from the book, Your Invisible Power. I really encourage you all to get this book, but I encourage you to search it on Google and get the free PDF version, because if you find the right one, and if I can remember to link it, I will, this is the one that has the specific person success story that was cut out of the book. That, like, if you go to purchase on Amazon, it is cut out of there. My Saturday's video went into a little background as to why I personally believe it was cut out. I also would like to say that is the also reason why I believe Neville Goddard conveniently slipped in his specific person success story under the guise of daily revision, like revising the day before you go to sleep. I don't think it's a mistake. I think it is the time frame at which these books were published, or when these 2 specific peeps were out there teaching the idea of manifestation. They come from different times, meaning Genevieve, this book from Genevieve was written in 1921. Like, grasp that. 1921. And she had the guts, the cojones, to originally put that success story in there, and it was later taken out by other humans. Interesting, isn't it? But thank God, and we should all look at it this way, that we should be grateful that we are alive during a time where people like me are not afraid to spread the message of you can manifest anything you desire. Anything that makes your heart flutter, you can experience. Okay? You really, really can. And you do it by deciding that you have it, or that you are the version of yourself that will experience it, that it is unfolding, that you are in the right reality. That's the key to manifestation, okay? But I'm going to list 3 things, and I'm going to read little pieces from her book to back that up and to help us understand. I'll Kim down what I need to, but I don't think I'm going to have to Kim a lot down. So let's start with number 1. Once you really believe that your mind is a center through which the unformed substance of all there is in your world takes involuntary form, the only reason your picture does not always materialize is because you have introduced something antagonistic to the fundamental principle. Very often, this destructive element is caused by the frequency with which you change your pictures. After many such changes, you decide that your original desire is what you want after all. Upon this conclusion, you begin to wonder why it, being your first picture, has not materialized. The substance with which you are mentally dealing is more sensitive than the most sensitive photographer's film. If while taking a picture, you suddenly remembered you had already taken a picture on that same plate, you would not expect a perfect result of either picture. On the other hand, you may have taken 2 pictures on the same plate unconsciously. When the plate has been developed and the picture comes into physical view, you do not condemn the principle of photography, nor are you puzzled to understand why your picture has turned out so unsatisfactorily. You do not feel that it is impossible for you to obtain a good, clear picture of the subject in question. You know that you can do so by simply starting at the beginning, putting in a new plate, and determining to be more careful while taking your picture next time. If these lines are followed out, you are sure of a satisfactory result. If you will proceed in the same manner with your mental picture, doing your part in a correspondingly confident frame of mind, the result will be just as perfect. The laws of visualizing are as infallible as the laws governing photography. In fact, photography is the outcome of visualizing. So, let me Kim some of that down. Number 1, I want to give you that gentle reminder that Genevieve was very hardcore on visualizing, kind of like Neville was. Very, very focused on you getting that mental picture and having it. And remember, this was written in 1921, so when she's talking about taking a damn picture, she's talking about it in the old way of taking pictures where they would insert plates, okay? I don't know what they were called, film plates, right? We've kind of progressed past that, but the reason why she's referring to it is, and this is why I'm calling this one of the reasons why your manifestation may not be in your 3D. It is because you start this journey excited, don't you? We all do, right? Meaning when we first find manifestation, some of us are in a really shitty victim place where maybe our heart's been broke. Maybe we've been disappointed with life, but we start in a victim state. But then we get excited to think that it's possible to actually manifest whatever the hell you want. And a lot of us start this journey manifesting either love, money, and health. Those are the top 3 I think are the most popular. But through our own conditioning, right? Through our own conditioning, we start this journey gung-ho, and if we don't see instant results, most of us fall into a place of doubt. And we start thinking negative thoughts. We start thinking, this doesn't work. This is dumb of us to put our hope in manifestation. Oh, if manifesting was just so easy, why doesn't everybody do it? And it's funny, if you read this damn book, she even addresses that. She answers that question. But anyway, most of us are wobblers. We wobble or waver back and forth. 1 minute, from my perspective, and we'll use me as the example. I'm deciding I'm a version of myself who's having, amazingness in every single area of life. And then if something pops up in the 3D that upsets me, I can go right back into old victim thinking, what the fuck? This isn't what I manifested. This isn't what I want. This doesn't work. Why isn't this working? What if I'm wrong about, we'll use the example of what if I'm wrong about manifesting a specific person? Maybe you really can't. Maybe you can't manifest a specific person. Maybe you can't manifest money. Do you see what I'm saying? We go back and forth. When we're in a good mood and maybe our 3D is showing us something we want, it's easy to be a manifester that day, isn't it? It's easy to decide you are having your desire, right? But when the 3D is unfavorable, it's so easy to go back to old victim state thinking and complaining and looking at the 3D and saying it's not here yet. This doesn't work. Or whatever circumstances are in the 3D, there's no way that this equals me getting my desire. That was me. That was definitely me. And it would easily explain why it felt like it was taking forever for my 3D to change. We're all guilty of this. And if you are someone that is not getting a hold of that or is not returning to your decision to have your desire, that could definitely be a reason why it's not here yet for you. There's a reason why on my channel I word it to return to your decision. Because listen, there's so many different techniques out there, affirming, visualizing, scripting. All of these techniques are to do what? They are to get you to the place or the state of where you believe this is happening for you. You're going to have this experience, or you're in the midst of its unfolding. It's to get you to change, because this is a journey of self. So the number one reason why you might not be experiencing anything in the 3D that's indicating you're going to get what you want, it could be, and this is where the owning of authenticity of ourselves is, we waver way too much. However, don't be scared off by that. Don't take that as, oh my God, I'm a damn failure. Because listen, this is the reason why I do share that when I was in my own solo vacation, I wavered every day. Every day I would fall right back to that shitty thinking, fear, as if I'm not going to get my manifestation, fear, tears, upsetness. But what was it that did help me manifest? Was my determination to have what I want. And I kept returning. Every time I fell out of the state, I would do my best to get back to the place of, I'm having this. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm having it. I'm not giving up. It's never about perfection. And that's not what Genevieve talks about either. It's not about perfection. It's return. Return to your decision that you're refusing to be old self. Okay? So are you a waver? Wobbler? Are you wobbling a little bit too much and staying a little bit too long in your victim state in shitfucker land? Is that what you're doing? Time to ask yourself that question. What are you doing? Are you a wobbler? Let's go on to number 2. Again, your results in visualizing the fulfillment of your desires may be imperfect and your desires delayed through the misuse of this power, owing to the thought that the fulfillment of your desire is contingent upon certain persons or conditions. The originating principle is not in any way dependent upon any person, place, or thing. It has no past and knows no future. The law is that the originating creative principle of life is the universal here and everlasting now. It creates its own vehicles through which to operate. Therefore, past experience has no bearing upon your present picture. So do not try to obtain your desire through a channel which may not be natural for it, even though it may seem reasonable to you. Your feeling should be that the thing or the consciousness which you so much desire is normal and natural, a part of yourself, a form of your evolution. If you can do this, there is no power to prevent your enjoying the fulfillment of the picture you have in your mind or any other you may create. Now, for some of you, just from my own experience of how I used to feel, you may have heard what I just read and you're thinking that she's saying you can't be specific with a specific person. That's not the message. The message is this number 2 reason why you might not be experiencing your desire is that you are trying to control and determine the how. So please, I am kimming this down for you. Her message is not that you can't manifest a specific person. If anything, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. It means you are so stuck on it must play out like this. My 3D must look like this for me to feel comfortable or to trust that my manifestation is happening. So SP must be saying these things to me in order for me to believe that this is working. And that's not how this works. Okay? Manifestation is not, well, let me look at my 3D, and if it's doing everything I want, then I can be, focused on my desire. No. The idea is it doesn't matter what's in your 3D. This is why circumstances don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that SP says, I don't want to ever see you again, bitch. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's who are you deciding to be? What are you putting your focus on? It should be your 4D. It should be the version of you having precisely what you want and leaving it there. Not, well, it must play out like this or else it means I'm not getting it. That's what she's talking about. You controlling the how. And even if you're not deliberately controlling the how, meaning deciding how the events should be, you are at minimum still looking at your 3D and deciding that whatever currently is playing out in your 3D has no connection to your manifestation. So it must mean it's not working. We are all guilty of doing that. We are all guilty of that. And yeah, that can hold shit up, because what does that mean? That means you're still deciding to be the version of you who doesn't have what you want. And there's no getting around that. Meaning you can fool yourself, but let's be real. When you're trying to decide that it's not working because it doesn't look the way you think it should, you are choosing to be the one without, period. I know that sounds a little harsh. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just trying to keep it real. Don't try to control the 3D. Don't try to control your bridge of incidents. And listen, I have been asked the question of, well, why can't I control it? Why can't I decide how my bridge of incidents plays out? Why can't I do that? Why can't I manifest in steps and, do each in steps? You can. You can. But then you don't get to whine and cry and bitch that it's not moving fast enough. You don't get to do that. You are removed from that party. You don't get to fucking bitch that it's not playing out the way you want when you know you have specifics on how it has to play out, right? Exercise your godness, your I amness, as she refers to it as the creative power. Exercise it the way you want. You are anyway, really, by what thoughts you're giving into and who you're deciding you really are. I'm saying, you want shit quick? You want to experience real quick change in that 3D? Decide you are the version of yourself that is in the right reality for it to unfold, so that you are now the version of yourself that is having the experience, even if it's not physically in the 3D. Decide that, put the focus there, and watch that shit start to change. Period. Meaning when we let go of how things are flowing in the 3D, that's the power. That's the golden nugget of quickness, movement, fast shit. That's it. That's the key to it. Deciding, I don't give a shit what the 3D is doing. I don't care what the 3D is doing. I don't care how SB's showing up today. I'm still having what I want. See what I'm saying? There's freedom in that. There really is. And things will change quick. I have seen things changed. I mean, literally, instantly. I've seen overnight. I've seen fast. I've seen full throttle, full manifestations come in such a short time, by letting go of the 3D, by not concerning myself with how it plays out, what order of events must happen for me to have the nugget, the golden nugget, my exact specific manifestation. Are you doing that? Are you so stuck on 3D conditions? Are you so stuck on how this must play out? There's a little number 2 nugget of why your manifestation might not be here yet. And now the number 3 reason. What I think is one of the reasons why some people have not experienced manifestation or of their desires, whatever they may be, and I hear it a lot, is, Kim, I'm in the state, or I've been in the state, and it's not working. Still not working. Nothing's changing. I'm in the state. I've been in the state, Kim. It's not working. It's not here yet. Getting a little concerned, you know. Let's be real. And I say this with kindness. If you're out here looking in that 3D and saying it's not here yet, if you're making the conscious decision to look in the 3D and say it's not here yet or it's not working, you are not in the state of having. And there's no other way around that. When you are making the decision to be a version of yourself, which is experiencing the exact desire, whatever that is, you can't in the same breath look at the 3D and decide it's not here yet and it's not working. Those are 2 completely different states. 2 different. And that's it. There's no other way around that. So I don't bring that up as number 3 to pick on anybody. I don't. But I'm just pointing out the truth. If you're constantly checking the 3D and at worst still deciding it's not here, it's not working, it's not here, it's not working, that's who you are choosing to be. Again, this shouldn't even be called manifesting. It should be called choosing, because that's all we're doing is we're choosing. We are choosing what thoughts to marinate in. We are choosing who we identify ourselves as. It's choice. So if you're looking in the 3D, if you're deciding it's not here yet, if you're deciding that you're still waiting, that's who you are being. Decide you are now the version of yourself that is having the manifestation, and it will come. It will come. Let me summarize this shit again. Let's summarize it. Number 1, it's the wobbling, it's the wavering, but it's the wavering with not much returning. It's the wavering and marinating relentlessly. Return to the decision. Remember, it's the frequency of which you return that makes that new state or the new version of self feel more natural. It's that returning that matters. So quit the wavering, quit the wobbling. This shit is real. Number 2 is you are consistently trying to control how things are going to play out, or worse, looking at the 3D and deciding whatever I see means I'm not getting what I want. It's not working. Stop doing that. Everything is leading us to our desires. And number 3 is not being real with ourselves, not being authentic when we are deciding to say, it's not working. Here I am checking. Here I am looking. Oh, it's just a peek at their social media. Just a peek. Let's see if third party's gone yet. No, that's you deciding to be the version of you that doesn't have shit. That's all that is. Do you see what I'm saying? Be honest with yourself. You're in the state or you're not. Period. Don't beat yourself up for it. This isn't about blame and shame. This is about, okay, I'm going to be real. I was being a version of myself that does not have what I want, and I don't think I'm going to have it. I'm choosing to return back to the version of self that has it. Okay, let me leave you on a little specific person / money success story from her book. A man came to me telling me how he longed to marry a certain young woman, but felt he could not afford to, as his salary was small and work was uncertain. I spoke the word of ever-present, certain, unlimited supply and explained that love knows no failure. It is yours to enjoy. See yourself in the kind of a home you both want. Do your part. Keep on loving the girl and believe absolutely in that which lives and loves in you. A few months later, they both came to my study looking radiantly happy. I knew they were married. The wife said to me, "Dear Mrs. Barrent, we are very happy because we now know how to use our thought power and hold our consciousness as one with all we want. So be yourself and enjoy life in your own divine way. Do not fear to be your true self, for everything you want wants you." What are you worried about? What are you worried about? Don't believe in the illusions of your 3D. Instead, decide to be the you that's in the right reality. You're at the right place at the right time. You're doing everything right. You're making all the right choices. Because you're not doing it alone. You're doing it with your I amness. And you will have your desire, whatever it may be, including a specific person. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.